I think that's new. It just told me out loud that it's being recorded.
Yeah, it started
Yeah.
doing that. It asked for your consent too. I think it must have happened in an update
Yeah. Well,
recently.
welcome belatedly to the sysadmin koha-US meeting. Um, we don't have an agenda today. We just talked a little bit about text messaging and um, the SMS gateways and services like Twilio, and Rebecca talked a little bit about their setting up Message B at their library. Beta testing is the first Koha library. Um, Christopher's not here, but maybe I'll talk about something he's working on. Oh, except I don't know if it's going to work anywhere but Idaho. Christopher's working on a cool thing that gets data out of, uh, like if you scan a driver's license and parses it into the new patron form. So you don't have to type as much in.
Isn't there a plugin for that?
Oh,
Is there? I don't know. He was just doing it with jQuery that he threw together.
yeah. Before we switched to Koha in Sierra, we had that option through a vendor that we used to scan the back of the driver's license and it put everything in for us. I can't remember the name of the vendor though, but we lost that when we went to Koha.
Oh,
So
there
it
is a
is a
yeah, there's a Bywater Solutions plugin for that, actually.
I've never tried it. I don't know how it
It
works.
it looks like it just, let's see. Scanning driver's license will populate the address from the patron from the data stored in the barcode. I wonder, so Christopher's also got first and middle name into the first name field, which is how both of our libraries do it. And got the birthday and then the address information. But actually, yeah, that's. I might just send that to Christopher and see if he looked into that. But that's definitely like a way that you could. I don't know about you guys slash if you have someone who does this. We check all of our card applications to make sure that it has all the fields filled out correctly and formatted how we want. Like phone numbers formatted with dashes so they're more readable when they print out on receipts and it's more clear that that's what it is. Um, and things like that. And then the other thing is that since we're part of a consortium, there are some fields that our library um, our library requires, but other libraries in the consortium don't. Like we require a birthday, but not everybody does, which can be with so many people in a large system, it can be hard sometimes to make sure cards aren't duplicates if some of the cards don't have birthdays in um, on more common names, especially if someone like moved from Lewiston up to Moscow or something. Except Lewiston puts their birthdays in, so that's not a good example. Mostly it's schools, I think, that don't put it in because they don't need it because they have that stored elsewhere.
yeah. We require birth dates on our cards under 18 because we have a child card versus an adult card.
Yeah.
And then we have an opt-out date of 01/01/1900 for adults that refuse to give us that information.
Yeah, we put 1900 for adults. And actually, some of the other libraries in our consortium do that too. But then we also we put their birth year, yeah, as 1900. And then we have, if someone doesn't want to give us certain information, we want the birth month, just so that we know, because we do have a lot of we have like a fairly high number of people where the kids have the same first, middle, and last name as the adult.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, it's like a surprising. It's surprising to me how frequently it comes up. Um, but like are definitely different people. So we do have the birth month for that, just so that for the adult cards, just so that we can hopefully help tell people apart that way. But not very many people use that option. And Brenda in the chat said, same for Washoe. We require date of birth since we have Juv and Adult cards.
So I installed this driver's license plugin on the koha-US demo site, just out of curiosity.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't work with my driver's license, but maybe I'm doing something wrong.
I don't know if I have a login for the demo site. I might, because I think it's trying to autofill.
Yeah, you're in there.
I'm in there. Cool. I wasn't in there until fairly recently, though. I think that maybe when I did the template toolkit, Thursday video with them. That doesn't look like a photo ID. Try again, it tells me.
Yeah, that's what mine says too.
Kyle was who made it, so we might. Oh, no. Weird. Might be worth messaging him to see what he says about it. Because that would be very helpful if it worked. Though I do wonder if maybe Christopher was using that, and then because he said that it had like a scan driver's license box. Like, here, I'll share my screen. So it's got this like scan driver's license, and he said it had something like that he hid with jQuery. So maybe he used this and then just wrote jQuery that parsed it out better. And then you just scan, so like the barcode on the back of your card, but it doesn't think it's a photo ID. So
Do you know, is Christopher gonna do like a Thursday video on it or something?
probably once he's got it figured out, because he's still working out some kinks. Like, he doesn't have anybody that has a PO box, so he can't make sure that works properly. Things like that. So I don't know if Kyle's in the new Bywater Slack. Maybe I'll just ask on that. Next time I talk to him, I'll ask him about it. Because it says there's no configuration needed, so it's not like you have to say, like, what states are you scanning driver's licenses from or something. Because I know different states encode it differently, because that was something Christopher and I were talking about. Both our consortiums span both Idaho and Washington. They're both mostly in Idaho, but have a few Washington libraries. But like, we let people from the neighboring county in Washington. We have a reciprocal borrowing agreement. So there's lots of people who would have those Washington IDs still.
Yeah, we experienced something like that for Maryland, DC, and Virginia. And I believe it was Maryland included the county on their driver's license, like in the encoding. So we had to figure out a way to like get that out of there. Because the rest of them, like, one puts the state first, one puts the city first. It was very strange.
Yeah, I think it sounded like Christopher had written like 2 different sets of jQuery. I wonder if we deactivate the plugin. I wonder if Christopher was testing on here, actually. Because I don't think he has a test server.
The plugin wasn't on here.
But
like,
if he wasn't, if he was just doing the doing it all manually if he wasn't using the plugin, but
Oh.
doing it all with jQuery.
Where does he test if he doesn't have a test server?
I don't know.
He must have like a dev box or something, right?
He had a dev box at one point, but I don't know if he still does, because I remember he had problem. Okay, yeah, so actually it does. Let's deactivate the plugin. He has it in the jQuery here.
Okay. Are you doing that or do you want me to?
I can do it.
Okay.
If I remember where plugins are.
I've got it pulled up here. I'll
Okay,
just hit it.
yeah, then why don't you go ahead and.
All right, it's disabled.
So. Also, it might be that he doesn't have the Washington thing figured out yet. Also, I guess maybe I should not video record this to be shared unless you want to edit out my personal information.
That's fine. I'll edit it.
Okay.
If it pops up, maybe it won't work and we won't have to worry about it, right?
Yeah. Okay, so scan photo ID.
So that button is
That's
Christopher.
Christopher's.
Yeah.
So
all
it
right.
was, okay, so why don't you turn the plugin back on? I wonder if I could get
Okay.
one
It's
of my
on.
coworkers to give me their license to test.
See, that doesn't. I scanned mine in there too. It looks like it does something, but it doesn't.
Yeah. Well,
Like
what
if you
happens?
scroll down, did it put in any information? No.
What happens if I hit save? Oh, well. Nothing. Okay.
Nothing.
Well, that's weird.
I wonder if there's jQuery breaking that button.
Oh, maybe because of Christopher's stuff
Yeah.
or something else. Let me.
I can see his code though. I can just steal it. That's fine.
I was just thinking of commenting it out temporarily. Wait. Import data for photo ID. Oh, oh gosh. Right? Isn't that how you do it? Oh, just one. Like that. Missed it before. Right?
No, it's like for jQuery, it's like if you want to do a block, it's a left caret something, right?
I know I've done it before.
Like,
Yeah, I thought it was
oh no,
like
you're right. No, you're right.
it was like that. Okay, there we go. That time it
There
worked.
should be a slash star.
But then there's he must have something else.
Probably a stop comment somewhere in between the bottom and the top.
Oh, here, wait, let me just. You don't need that right now. Jason, did you just send me something in Slack, or was that someone else?
That was not me.
Yeah, he must have a stop comment, but not another start. Because of the way it's doing it.
There's some like regex in the middle that has a star and a slash. I bet it's catching
Yeah.
there.
Like there.
Yeah.
Here, I'll just temporarily.
Don't lose that. I still have it up on my screen if you lose it.
Oh yeah, that too. But I'll just put it in Sublime Text on my other. That's what I always do when I do stuff like that. Okay. So now here, and then I'll hit save when I'm ready to put it back in. Now I'm like, where'd my driver's license go? Yeah, okay. It seems to just not be working, not be functional. So Next time I talk to Kyle, I'll ask him about it. Actually, Christopher said, I think that project stalled. There's no release package that I can see, and I remember someone from Bywater mentioning it was not completed.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, I didn't look to see what like the last time anything happened on it.
It says it
I mean,
was
3 months
updated.
ago.
Yeah, it shows an update 28 days ago. But maybe that's just the pull request.
And a release in June of last year. Yeah, 28 days ago, there was a bot pull request from DependBot.
Oh. I bet if you bug Kyle about it, he'll look at it again though.
Yeah. I could just put in an issue. Kyle, this doesn't work. Just clears out my data.
I'm gonna disable it again since we know it doesn't work now.
Sounds good. So this is... Well, and I think something else must have broken because it has this test data, which I saw in the code did have like a fake Idaho driver's license information in it for testing, probably so he doesn't have to scan his ID every single time to test it. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. Is anyone using Elasticsearch? We have some like mark mapping stuff we're working on, in part because our records are so messy. People using different fields for stuff, which we're trying to clean up, but it means some of those searching is not very efficient right now because we don't have all the fields mapped that we need to have mapped to search like all the title elements we want searched. So we're working on that still. Anyone else have anything?
I guess I do. Does anybody do like a new card, like new patron type that has restrictive rules that then transitions to a regular patron type over a period of time?
I mean, our self-registration cards and our temp cards both do that, but they're like for both of those, you have to bring in proof of ID for staff to change it to it, or proof of address. It's like for if you don't, like if your driver's license doesn't have your local address, we can send you to a temp card.
Yeah. Just had a librarian ask like if they could set different rules for somebody that just registered, and then after 3 months upgrade them to like a full account, which I think you can do with that cron job. Like the juvenile to adult cron job had got a rework so you can
do more with
it.
Yeah.
But I think that I would have to have a new patron type that correlates with each of my regular patron types so that it's like a one-to-one, like new adult to adult, new juvenile to juvenile, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to inflate my patron types that much. I just wondered if anyone did it that way. I had another question. Oh, this is circulation related. So like I think in the last upgrade or sometime, but it hasn't always done this, but like sometimes when you check in an item that has a hold, there's an ignore button, and sometimes that ignore button is a cancel button.
Oh yeah, I think there's a bug about that.
I did find one bug, and I lost it. 26626. I can put it in chat. So that's newish, right? It always used to just be ignore, as far as I know. Like could you cancel from that modal?
It is not 26. Oh, sorry. Never mind. Did the wrong. More 2s than 6s. Okay.
No, I think that's new because I think it's been ignored since we've been on Koha. I don't think we've seen the cancel.
The cancel.
So this bug is about using the X. And the X, like the X in the top right of the modal, correlates to the button down below that says cancel or ignore. So sometimes when you press the X, it cancels, and sometimes when you press the X, it ignores, depending on what's in the modal. Which seems like a bad thing. That could cause problems, but it doesn't seem like you used to be able to cancel the hold from that modal at all.
You've been able to for a while, not forever, but we've been using that for 2 or 3 years, I think.
Okay.
And we use it. It's much easier to cancel expired holds that way. Because then you don't have to go to the patrons thing, and now it'll also like put it in transit or fill the next hold, so you don't have to scan it again.
Yeah, we do all that from the holds waiting pickup report.
Which we don't use that. Man, I wish I could do like part of my screen. Because it has personal information again. But so.
Can you recreate it in the test server?
Oh, maybe. Let's see.
There's lots of patrons and items in there now.
Yes. Well, and I'm a patron in there, so I can even just use me. It doesn't have any of my personal information except my name. There. Okay. So for this item doesn't have a barcode.
I didn't say they were complete items. I just said there were lots of items in there.
Yeah. I'll just give it this barcode. Or that barcode, because it just auto-filled one for me. Okay. So we'll place it. Oh, wait. Am I screen sharing? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll place a hold for me. We'll check it in. This is where the ignore button comes up.
So
if the hold.
It's not. So after you confirm it, then it's a cancel.
Then it's a cancel hold.
Okay. And there's no X on this screen.
Well, there's this X.
Is that the X they're talking about? I guess so. I thought there was an X in the upper right of the modals for some reason. But it doesn't look like it. So this bug is talking about moving the cancel option to the left of the rest of the buttons so that it's different than the ignore option, which seems not like the best idea to me.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the right thing to do would be.
I always change the button color. And that's an easy, quick fix, like make the ignore versus the cancel the different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe with a different symbol too.
Yeah.
Just to distinguish it. All right, well, that's good to know. And I'm sure I could change the color without any sort of patching.
Yeah, easy, quick fix.
Yeah. trying to think if I have other problems on my list to talk about. Oh, Rebecca, you mentioned you do you use unique management. On your unique management reports, is it going off the date of the fine, or is it going off of the like the due date of the item?
It depends if it's lost. So we've set it so that it's $25 for 60 days or more. So I'm thinking if it's overdue, it's the date of the fine, but if it's lost and still with the patron, it's the due date. That makes sense.
Yeah, our reports are kind of archaic, and we've been having some problems with them. Because we've always gone off of just the fine date, and if the fine is accruing, then the fine date's always updating.
Oh, yeah. We
so
don't charge fines, so that's also part of it. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't charge fines anymore either.
And actually, we've had our collections turned off since last March. We haven't turned it back on yet.
Okay.
So now it would be mostly just lost books people, or the people who are, we didn't clear our old fines. They're still in the system, so those people too.
Maybe that's a part of my argument to get rid of fines is unique management would work better without fines. I don't think it would work.
I'm happy to, if you want, I can email you the report we have.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. If you put your email address, or I can send you mine.
And in the chat there it is.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean ours are more recent.
Yeah, ours, we've been doing it for a while. We've rewritten them several times. We've had them rewritten, and it's still imperfect, I guess, and frustrating at times. So maybe if I can take a look at your good ones, it'll help.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I'll send this to you.
Yeah, I pulled up my our agenda from the meeting I'm going to this afternoon, and we don't have a whole lot really. Actually, is anyone using claims returned?
I am.
I'm thinking about maybe adding some jQuery to the claims returned modal to be like, hey, please put information in. Because a lot of people, I mean, like, hey, we need this information on all the claims, because we have some people who do put the information in and some people who just do a claim and don't put any information. But we're asking, like, when does the patron think they returned it? Where do they think they returned it? Because even at a particular branch, inside book drop, outside book drop, put it on a cart somewhere. And like initials. So if there's more information we need, we have that and things like that. Brenda,
yeah, our system's a little smaller than yours, so we don't have to quite do it like that. We don't, I mean, they can put the notes in, but we don't use that field. We just have the reports that go out to the branches. So one of our reports, the first search is all the locations, and the second search is the holding branch, so to speak.
Yeah, we have one report that goes out, and we're supposed to search for items that belong to our branch or where the claim was made at our branch. And so we have all the things in but want notes. Brenda asked, for those of you using claims returned, do you have any of you have AMH or smart chutes? We do not. We don't have RFID.
We do not. We also do not have RFID. Yeah, we had to add our, one of our issues has been getting the resolutions off the patrons' accounts when the items are checked in. So
yeah, we
had to add some bright red coloring to the return boxes. So now when it says this is a claims returned item being returned, at least that, we have that bright red box that pops up. So it's helpful.
Yeah, at least for us at our branch, I'm the one who does the check-in on some of my hours. I'm on the desk, and so anything that belongs to any of our district branches, I check to make sure it hasn't been checked in and left unresolved, because the report is unresolved claims, and so I check that every week and take those ones off. And usually it's pretty good. If there's like a week where there's a bunch, I'll usually send an email. Um, but after kind of once we got the hang of it,
Yeah.
um, but
I have
actually making the box brighter is a great idea.
Yeah, I have 5 claims return bugs. About auto resolution was one of them. Not counting resolved claims as active claims is another one. So it doesn't show, a person with like 16 claims return items that have all been resolved. It doesn't show that they have claims return items because they've all been resolved. And we don't delete our resolutions, we keep them just as kind of a history. So
Yeah, we delete them if we find them on the shelf, but not if it comes in the book drop. So like if when staff will look, we find it on the shelf, we'll delete it because like that was our bad. But if it's like coming in the book drop, we mark it as returned by the patron and leave it on there. So we have that history.
Yeah, we have different. I think we have like 6 resolution statuses.
And
I think I need to add a new one that's like paid for by patron because that's happening now too. Is that they say they return it and then they pay for it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
We have 3. We have found on the shelf, returned by the patron, and see note, and then just update the note on the claim. And that's usually like if they're paying for it, or if we're like, okay, we looked a bunch of times and can't find it, so we're sending it to the librarian and they can decide what to do. But then if the patron comes in and asks about it, we can say, oh, this is what happened. So we like update those notes on the claims.
Yeah, we have like unresolved, billed to patron, resolved, found by patron, resolved, found by staff. Resolved, unknown details. That's my favorite one. That's the one I use when I'm cleaning them up because they're not there anymore, but I have no idea how or why. But yeah, I guess claims returned is brand new. That might have come around with us. I don't know.
Last year it was new. It got added in the update we got in like May or June of last year.
Yeah, that's right when we were coming online. So because we had pretty dynamic claim return function in Sierra. It auto resolved, it put in notes. It was a little bit more robust than the Koha version, but Koha version is still growing. So that's good. I hope so, Brenda.
Do you have the bug number for that? Oh wait, is that
I can look at
27753 automate resolution of return claim when checking in an item?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a bunch of claim return generated.
Yeah, I think that's my bug from Andrew.
Add option for the warning threshold to only count unresolved claims. Oh yeah, here's another bug about claim returned. 25809, I just put it in the chat. about trying to add some more options maybe to show claims to patrons if you wanted to. And I suggested maybe 3 options. Add the status to the patron side, which is what Andrew had suggested. And then Donna said, but we should have it be an option to not show it just like it is now. And then also having an option to not show the item at all, because like staff is already working on it, and if they keep seeing it on their account, maybe some libraries wouldn't want to do that.
Is anyone here using Aspen? No. Okay.
No. I tried really hard.
Yeah, it was just too much of a cost for us.
Yeah, same
I
here.
really wanted that ferberization though.
The ferberization, and there's some really nice like library specific, or like for consortium, there's some great features like being able to set the like self-registration and purchase suggestions and stuff more easily per library.
I just want the ferberization to become like baseline to Koha somehow magically. $20,000 drops out of the air and Bywater will develop it for us. I think that's what it was on the site at one point. That was before they acquired Aspen though. I do see Brenda says she's using Aspen.
Oh yeah, you guys just went live pretty recently, right? At Washoe? I think I saw that on the news recently. And March, yeah. I saw Round Rock is adding it.
Do you mind if I share my screen for a second? I just wanted to show you something in Aspen about the claims returned.
Sure.
So this is what our claims return looks like. It has that, they mark the claims return as processing on that date, but it's still working.
That's nice.
I was trying to figure out a way to put that in the chat, but it wasn't letting me attach a file. So
you might want to update it on that bug and just say something like this. If it shows, instead of just on the staff side where it just says claim returned and looks kind of angry. Could be helpful.
We came over on Aspen.
Yeah. So. Or I guess actually if you scroll down, maybe I'll just take a little screenshot and be like, if we did it kind of like this, that'd probably be fine. Cool. And I can add it to that ticket. Okay. Do we have anything else we'd like to talk about today?
Nope, I don't.
Okay, well, I think I'll go ahead and stop the recording then. And our next meeting is July 13th.
Oh, I didn't give a spiel about the conference. I guess I can't give a spiel about submitting proposals anymore, but like if you guys have something you want to submit and haven't yet, I'm sure that we'd still accept it because I didn't close the form and I don't think anybody else did. But we'll be discussing proposals on Wednesday at the conference committee meeting. And if you guys are thinking about coming or want to attend virtually, the information is on our conference website there, which I put in chat.
Oh, we've got more. Last time I checked, I think there were only like 15, but now there's 24.
Good. Yeah, I think we looked at it at the board meeting last week, and it seems like we're gonna have a good, healthy amount of proposals to look over. So that's good. And the conference, I guess I didn't mention, will be in person and online. So if you can make it in person, great. If not, we'll still be trying to stream it as much as we can. At least the presentation days will be streamed. So
I think
Thank you.
that we'll probably try to, if we have any set things on the workshop days. I don't think that's what we're calling them, but
we'll call them, we've been calling them everything.
Yeah.
We called them glows at one point. I wanted to
Yeah.
call them slows for the slow track.
Yeah.
Structured learning opportunities.
Like in the past, if we've had a thing at the start of the day that was like a more structured presentation followed by less structured stuff, we've often streamed those, and I think that would be good to do. Like if we have anything that's really structured. And we might even record if we have, like in Pueblo when I got up and did a live bug squashing, something like that. If we can set it up to record at least, even if we don't want to mess about with streaming it, so that we can still share with the people who can't travel. I say we as though I'm going to be there, but I don't know yet. I mean, I would like to be there. We haven't talked about it yet.
Yeah, we're kind of, I think that's one of the big questions surrounding the conference is how many people are actually going to come in person.
Yeah.
What's the usual size of a conference?
Pueblo was like 60 something, I think, between 60 and 70.
Okay.
We had 70 something register, but then there's always a bunch of international people who register and don't come.
Yeah, it's been slowly growing, I would say.
Yeah, like I think
years.
Monterey, which was the first one I went to, had about 50 maybe.
And Wenatchee probably had 20 to 30 people, I would guess, but a lot of those were Bywater employees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people come to the online register for the online conference. And we might have more people who, especially when, making it clear that it's online. We've always had a lot of people come to the online stuff, but we don't do online registration. And I don't know if we're planning on doing, I mean, it might be nice so we have an idea. We'll talk about that tomorrow because we've got to get the registration form together. But it might be nice
tomorrow.
to have That's okay, Jason. I forgot this meeting was today. I thought it was next week.
I thought it was still Monday. I don't know. It's a miracle I'm here.
So that we have an idea of how many people are planning on attending virtually. But we can talk about that at the conference meeting tomorrow. But yes, the form is still accepting responses, and we always like people. Well, today it is. By the time the YouTube video goes up, I don't know if it still will be, because I don't know how fast you usually get those up. But
how much editing do I have to do?
I don't think any. I think none of it. Well, no.
I saw your driver's license barcode pop up a few times. I'll probably blur that out. So I might be able to get to it today. I don't think I have anything else today except like a late meeting.
So.
But that would require people to watch. We're not even. We are still recording. Okay.
Yeah,
that would require people to watch it
all the way to the end. Today and all the way to the end, or tomorrow before the general meeting, or during the general meeting.
Right. Yeah.
If they aren't there. If you're watching this during the general meeting, though, you should come to the general meeting.
If you're watching this right now, just put a comment in the chat below so we know.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording now.
Great.